Hey everyone, welcome back to Games I've Been Playing Recently. This is episode 2, and here's a sneak peek of some of the games to come in this episode. But let's start off with The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. And this was always my favourite Zelda game up until I played Skyward Sword, and then I kind of switched my opinion to that, and now I think I'm switching my opinion back to Twilight Princess. This is the first time that I'm properly playing all the way through the HD remake or remaster, at least all the way up until the end, and I'm right near the end now. I've just done the Temple of Time, and I forgot how cool that dungeon is, the one where you're moving the statues around and you get that sort of green beam of light thing to solve the puzzles in there. It's just such a great game. The atmosphere of the HD version, I feel, isn't quite as good as the GameCube and Wii original. They changed a few of the graphical effects, which I'm not a huge fan of, but overall I love the increase in the textures, and it's just a fantastic game, and it's really a style of Zelda that I wish Nintendo would go back to. I wasn't really too keen on Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, at least not as much as this. In fact, I didn't even finish Tears of the Kingdom, and I really need to go back to it, so maybe this has reignited my passion for Zelda games in general, and when I've finished this again, I'll go back and try and play Tears of the Kingdom, and hopefully get a little more into it and get a little bit further in the game. But yeah, absolutely loving my replay of Twilight Princess, and as I'm playing it through again this time, I'm actually getting a lot more engrossed in the story as well, which was kind of something that I felt was a little weak in this game compared to some of the other ones that came before and after. But playing it again now, I've really got to know the characters really well, and I've spent my time in the different towns and the different areas actually speaking to everyone and making sure I fully understand what the story is before I move forward to the next area. The progression is fantastic, the dungeons are some of the best in the entire series. Of course, everyone loves Arbiter's Grounds, the one where you get the spinner, obviously. That is an absolute classic, but I also love the water dungeon before that too. The way you can move the big pillar in the middle of the room to direct the flow of the water is just brilliant. I love the first one as well, where you're collecting the monkeys and using them to swing across the gaps. Honestly, this game is just fantastic, and if you haven't played it before, or if you've been put off by the idea of a more linear Zelda after coming from Breath of the Wild, I highly recommend you check it out. And it's been great fun playing on the Wii U again as well, using the touchscreen to move your items around and to have a look at the map as you're going through the main levels and see all the different points of interest. It was just such a great idea, and I'm kind of sad that Nintendo doesn't have any dual screen consoles around these days, although there are Switch 2 rumours floating around, but I don't really see them going back to any sort of gimmicks like this. So enjoy the Wii U, pick yourselves up a copy of Twilight Princess HD if you haven't got one already, and sit down and enjoy one of Nintendo's best adventure games ever. The second game here is one that I've been playing on holiday. So I just came back last week from a really nice week away with some friends in Tenerife, and while I was there, on the plane on the way there and back, and in the hotel room, I've been playing on the ROG Ally, and the game that I've been playing is a visual novel that I've wanted to play for a long time, but I was waiting for the perfect time to download and play it. It's called Summer Pockets, and here's what it looks like. It's just a basic visual novel with a really interesting cast of characters, and it's all set on a tropical island, and basically you're uncovering the mysteries of the island. You basically play as this person who's been told to go there and empty out your grandmother's warehouse, which is just full of boxes, and you go and live with your auntie, and while you're there you meet all of these other inhabitants of the island and all the people that come and go, and you get to know all of their different stories and all the weird character quirks and things. I've played it for about 6 or 7 hours at this point, and it is quite a long game, so I know there's a lot more to get into, and I still don't really know what he's going to uncover there or any of the mysteries surrounding it, but it's definitely a game that I'm going to keep playing until I've finished it, because I love visual novels, and it's been a long time since I played one, so I'm definitely going to find the time to play this. I'll probably end up playing it before bed, kind of like reading a book, and whenever I've got a downtime or whenever I'm travelling, I'll take the ROG with me and play some more Summer Pockets. And I've been waiting for the weather to get better to play it as well, because people always say play Summer Pockets in the summer, and it's coming up to summer now. It's really nice and hot at the minute actually, and even though I'm wearing this, I have had the fan on behind me all day, and this room gets incredibly hot as well, so it's all putting me in the mood to play more Summer Pockets anyway. So let me know down in the comments below if you read any visual novels, and let me know whether you've ever played Summer Pockets before as well. And apparently later this year, Reflection Blue, which is sort of a add-on expansion to Summer Pockets, is coming out as well, so hopefully that'll give me some more CG scenes to find and and maybe some new characters introduced as well, and hopefully I can move my save over to that one. The third game is a game that I was playing a few weeks before that when the same friends were staying over here for Insomnia Gaming Festival, and that game was Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I forgot how much fun this entry in the series in particular is. We had a great time going through all of the event matches and unlocking all of the different characters. We were really surprised that by the end of the weekend we only had Mr. Game & Watch left to unlock. It was great playing this again, and it holds up so well today as well, especially with the HD cables for the GameCube. And if I launched it through the SD Media Launcher by Daytel here and boot it up into Swiss and run it in 480p, it looked incredible as well, and it really does hold up very well. The event challenges can get really difficult, but it was great having 4 people here and being able to pass the controller back and forth to try and get through all those different event matches. So really fun, and it still holds up even if you're just used to playing the latest game in the Smash Bros. Series. It's definitely worth going back and experiencing some of the older ones too. Now next is a game that I really wish I had more time to play because, well, let's start with this one. I think I've brought it up in a previous video, so I won't spend too much time talking about it, but Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, I played all the way through this in the run-up to playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is of course the part 2 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake series. Crisis Core I absolutely fell in love with. I loved the story, I loved Zack as a main character so much, and the graphics and the gameplay were just fantastic. Some of the cutscenes were kind of aged a little badly and the voice acting wasn't the best, but I could look past that, and what I found was an incredible game, and I finished it like 2 days before I got my hands on my copy of Rebirth, and I've been very slowly getting through this. In fact, I've only just got to the beach area. That's how little I've played this, maybe 10 hours at this point, but I am really enjoying it. It is very much a bigger, more fleshed out game compared to Crisis Core, which is very streamlined. This, on the other hand, takes a lot of time to actually get into the meat of the gameplay, and there's so many different objectives and missions in between the main game. It's just a little bit overwhelming for me with all the other things that I want to play, as well as obviously my full-time job and making videos on YouTube and making podcasts and trying to finish up my game that I'll be releasing soon as well. So I don't really know how I'm going to get through this, but I will try and endeavour to make my way through this at some point. And then of course there's all the other multiplayer games that people want me to play as well, so my time is very limited. I'll be lucky to get like half an hour a week at the minute, honestly, but from what I've played, I am really enjoying it. And if you've been watching me on Twitch for a while, you'll know that I've been slowly playing through all of the Sonic games, and I think there's 3 that I've been playing since the last one of these videos. So I played all the way through Sonic Adventure 1 on the Dreamcast, and I also played all the way through Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast as well. And this was actually my first time ever playing the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 2. And apart from the weird control issue where holding forward doesn't always make Sonic move in a straight line, apart from that, it was a fantastic version of the game, and it still holds up as one of my favourite games in the entire series. And if you want to know my opinions about both of these games in more detail, I actually did full videos going through all of my thoughts about these 2 games as well. And that is something that I'm planning to do with more of the games that I'm doing on stream, and also playing off stream as well. So I've actually been recording all of my footage from Twilight Princess HD, and I might turn that into a full video in the future as well. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about me doing full videos about specific games. I'm always a little bit wary about doing things about one game in particular, because some people might not be that interested, and people rather hear about a range of different games instead of just one. But let me know what you think about that idea in the comments down below. I've done a few of them in the past and they've done fairly well, and I quite enjoy writing the scripts too, so let me know what you think. And the latest game that I've been playing, and I've only managed to play through one story so far, that is of course Sonic Heroes, which is the next 3D game in the series, and I'm really enjoying replaying this one as well. It doesn't really have the same high reputation that these 2 do, but I still really enjoy the game for the most part. And then after this, it is downhill for a while in terms of Sonic. We have Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 coming next after those ones, so we'll be trying to push our way through to get to some more good Sonic games on the other side. So if you want to check them out, then check out my streams. I'm actually streaming here on YouTube as well now, so So I'll put a link down in the description below, so depending on whether you watch on Twitch or on YouTube, you've got the option to do both. And I've also made a new page for my website as well, so you can check out all of the games that I've ever streamed, and you can just click on the link for the game and then go and watch the full VOD over on YouTube. So hopefully I'll see some of you over on the streaming side soon too. The next game is a game that I've been playing that I didn't really expect to be playing as much as I did. So a few weeks ago, if you've been watching on my channel, you'll know that I did a top 15 PlayStation 2 games episode, and that video is doing really well, but one of the games I was playing on there was Burnout 3, and all of the other games I just played for a few minutes to try and capture some footage, but when I put in Burnout 3, I actually ended up playing it for about 2 hours, and I've actually been back and played it some more since then as well, and I just miss this kind of arcadey action game so much. They just don't make games like this anymore. Like this, and like I said in the PS2 video as well about SSX Tricky, that kind of game is really something that's lost today. Let me know if there is anything like big budget AAA titles with that sort of arcadey feel. I really can't think of anything. Like the last one that even came close was Onrush, but again that was kind of more online multiplayer, and I want something single player focused like this. So if there is anything out there for the PS5, for the Switch, for Steam even, that's modern, like a modern take on these kind of high speed action single player games, please let me know, because it is a genre that I think is just disappearing, and I really hope it makes a comeback one day. Let me know down in the comments below what games you've been playing. I think these will be great videos to just catch up with people and find out what games you've been playing as well. So thanks for watching, really hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to watch another video, click over there and watch my 40,000 subscribers special. I love all of the comments that I've seen on that video so far. It just makes me so grateful for everyone who watches my channel. That's it for now, thank you so much, and I'll see you all again very soon for the next episode. Goodbye.